Lamentations 3 verse 37, it says, "The Lord's will alone is carried out." So yesterday, there was a change of plan, and I prayed, and then when I opened the Bible, it said that the Lord's will alone is carried out, and it's not the first time that the Lord has directed me to that passage. That's just me randomly opening the Bible after a prayer. And it's not the first time that the Lord has directed me to that passage. He directed me to that passage a few weeks back in January when something happened to a loved one of mine, and I was like, oh no, oh no. It was like a crisis moment. I opened up the Bible, and then that verse was there: "The Lord's will alone is carried out." It's the Lord's will that's going to be done. So sometimes things happen, okay, and in that circumstance, that was in January, it seemed painful at the time, but it was actually for the best for that person that took place, because what was going on was bad for their health. But in the moment, it feels like the end of the world. But actually, when you really give it time and you look back, you think, you know what? I'm glad that I left that environment, because it was stressful and it was damaging my health. Sometimes things happen to us that we can't really see the good in it while we're in it, because we're in pain. And also another quick thing I want to talk about before I run out of time is that when you're praying for people who you've known for the last 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, even 4 years, like you've known them for a few years, remember that the Lord has been keeping that person. They've been keeping them from when they were in their mother's womb. They know the numbers of hairs on their head. Now, we could be talking about anyone in your family, loved one, husband, wife, whatever. Okay, the Lord has been keeping that person. Okay, because the Lord can have his hand on you from before you even submit to him. When you're in the world, like living in sin, blinded by the devil's schemes, he still has his hand on you. So when you're praying for somebody who's may not know Christ personally yet, and you're praying that they get to work safely, that they come back safely, that they get through the night, that they don't get knocked over by any cars, pray it. Pray it. I'm not saying don't pray it. Of course, continue to pray it with diligence. Absolutely. But there's a time after you pray, like, don't sit there worrying, because the Lord has kept that person, all through their childhood, primary school, secondary school, university, all sorts of trials and tribulations, family issues. Before you came on the scene, is what I'm saying. Before you came on the scene, you've just known them for like the last 2 years, and you're deeply in love with this person, and you're praying for them. Great. The Lord is using you to pray for them, of course. I'm not saying dull down your prayers. I'm saying, after you have prayed several times, how many times, and fasted and anointed, then you trust the Lord.